Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another World of Warcraft Classic video. My name is Cargos, and today I'm going to be doing a follow-up video to my dual spec video that I posted yesterday. And I also just want to talk about where we are as a community in 2025, still playing Vanilla WoW. I want to throw it out into the wind. You know, ask you guys, who are you? Like, how old are you? Are you taking the game super seriously right now? Are you playing more casually? Do you have kids? Are you still single? And I'm just curious to see, you know, who is still playing and why you're still playing. So yesterday I made a video about dual spec and was sharing my thoughts, and overall the feedback was pretty respectful. But even though it was respectful, almost everybody disagreed with me, which is totally fine. I get that, and like when you hear that enough, you realize, oh man, this is kind of a me problem. Like maybe I'm you know, maybe this is a bad take. But I have played this game enough to actually believe my take that I put out yesterday. I still believe it to be true. You know, I just kind of like agree to disagree. Where I don't think dual spec makes Vanilla WoW better. I could care less what they do with anniversary realms. To me, it's like a test type of realm, right? Like it's gonna come and go. But the thing that I do care about, probably the only thing that I do care about with relation to yesterday's conversation, was that most of you genuinely believe in your heart of hearts that Vanilla WoW is a straight up better, improved game with dual spec. Like, just straight up, the game is better. And it does disturb me to think that people do feel that way. You know, we've said for a lot of years, like, the game is perfectly imperfect. And I kind of just want to ask you guys again, do you really believe that? Or are you sort of like, or do you sort of believe that you know, it can be an improvement under the right like circumstances, and it's kind of a vibe to play with dual spec from time to time, but like, if only one version of Vanilla WoW could exist, which is, it's a hypothetical, it's not reality, and you wanted this game to be preserved in a time capsule, and like, this is the best game of all time, do you really believe that that game is improved with dual spec? Or, you know, you hear what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, almost everybody, based on yesterday's video, thinks that dual spec is W. Which is just interesting, and it leads into the question of like, it makes me think about how much things have changed in summer 2019. And do you guys remember the vibe going into summer 2019 of how no changes we all were? We were all like super no changes, you know, even the slightest little whiff of a change that they were going to do. And Summer 2019 Classic did launch with changes, like a substantial amount. But I'm just asking you guys, do you remember the vibe, the energy back then? So different to how it is now. Like, imagine if we threw it out there back then. And that's another question. I want you to role play as you're a 2019 Summer Classic WoW enthusiast, and you just found out that Blizzard's putting in dual spec into vanilla. Type your comment as if you were in 2019 in that mindset. You know, like, people would be beyond outraged. But that's not the situation. I mean, the game launched. Most people still playing now, I assume, played back then. Maybe? Question mark? And, you know, we were able to go through the motions multiple times and just play this game a ton over the years, on and off, taking breaks, coming back. So, you know, that's not the situation. People wanted were no changes back then because they just wanted the OG version, or as close of a thing as possible. And now with time and with people playing, that maybe it's natural that they want something a little bit different. They want some quality of life improvements. Also, like, you know, the player base is aging and you have less time, and you know, that's part of it as well. But I just try to think about what we were saying back then, what the vibe was like back summer 2019 Classic. And how different it is now. And also Blizzard's perspective on things. Because one good thing, honestly, Classic's in kind of a good spot. I mean, definitely chime in if you disagree here, but the current ecosystem of Vanilla WoW and Classic, like, there's hardcore realms, there's like regular normal multi-life play, 1 year time frame, everything's like a little bit expedited, a little bit, you know, increased pacing, and then it graduates into TBC. Like, this is actually the ecosystem that we dreamed of, that I dreamed of for years and years, you know. And just to share with you what that ideal ecosystem looks like. I would like the trilogy preserved, and for the trilogy to be classic and nothing further. So Vanilla, TBC, and Wrath. 1 year servers or 1.5 year servers, and they roll into each other and reset. You know, with hardcore, with multi-life, and then at the end of the year, you have the option to, you know, graduate your character into the next X-Pack, or you retire them to an era realm. So that was it, and I think we're like close to that, you know. So in many ways, we got what we always wanted, and I think, unless I'm forgetting something, Classic WoW's in a pretty good spot. You know, there's also this big project with OnlyFans, so a lot of energy and new players coming into the space. So that's another question I'd throw out to you guys in the, you know, watching this. Like, how do you feel about the current state of Classic? Are they being good custodians of the game? Are they making the right decisions? So on and so forth. But yeah, things are just a lot different now in 2025. Do you guys think that are there still really try-hard, sweaty people playing just the, like, what do they call it? What's the biggest multi-life server at the moment? Night Slayer or something like that? Are there still guilds that are absolutely degen sweating and speedrunning and, you know, addicted to the Lumberjack website and going super hard? Probably, but I'm guessing not that many. I'm guessing the player base is more casual now. And that's going to lead into the other question of the video, and that is, why are we still playing this game so many years later? What's wrong with us? Or what's right with us? Why are we still playing this game that we played so much? What is the core gameplay loop that makes you want to come back and play when you can do so many other things with your time? And for me, I think part of it is nostalgia. Part of it is being a creator and having some sort of brand and all that. That's definitely like a factor. Part of it is just finding comfort in something that I understand and that I know, you know? Because as I get older, like, you know, you kind of see comfort in the things you know. Always doing new stuff, discovering new things, like watching new movies, discovering new media, new music, and like adapting and learning to, you know, like new things. It does get, I think, a little bit harder with time. So that's part of it as well. But as far as the core gameplay loop, like, if you haven't played WoW in, say, a year straight, and you're starting to feel the urge again, really think about it. Like, what is that urge? What is the thing that is triggering your brain to want to play vanilla again? Is it fresh? Is it the feeling of fresh and forming a new guild and community and, like, just all the vibes with that? Because that's honestly a really strong pull. Is it raiding? It's definitely not raiding for me. I mean, I enjoy raiding. It's actually really fun, and I can do it for a while. If it's in vanilla and it's fresh and stuff, you know, I can raid for even like a year straight, which is long for me, a long time. But, you know, maybe that's it for you, and you just enjoy clocking in for a couple hours, filling the loot pinatas, getting some fun gear, using them in battlegrounds. Is it ranking for you? There's a small part of me that if I had more time would kind of want to do the rank all over again. Ranking's kind of fun, dude. If you had the time, you know. If I was a giga-rich, you know, billionaire right now, and I could do whatever I wanted with my time, and, you know, didn't have to worry at all about making ends meet and all that, maybe I'd rank to 14 all over again. It is pretty fun. But yeah, that's my question to you guys. What is it? I mean, the main one for me is precisely what I'm doing right now, and probably precisely where I'm at right now in the game world. It's killing quill boars in the Barrens, the soft ballad of the Barrens playing in the background, ambience cranked up. I'm on my hunter, you know, hearing the nice little bow noises and all this. And the game really is just like smooth as butter, you know, just how it feels to maneuver, how it feels like how the combat feels, like the damage feels. It just feels really good. Yeah, I also watched that Turtle WoW. Turtle WoW made like an updated trailer for Unreal Engine Turtle WoW. They're calling it Unreal Azeroth, I think. And it does look hype, man. I was talking about it yesterday when we made the video. That's one thing that could potentially really get me back into this game and like take it seriously and immerse myself and, you know, not sweat per se, but like just get really into it again, would be if they were to rehaul the graphics of this game in a way where it still felt very authentic, still felt very vanilla, it still felt like a beautiful watercolor painting every time you stop and take a screenshot, but it was more like contemporary and enhanced in a way. And you know, if that was possible, you know, because that's a big part of it for me. Is it a big part for you guys? You know, it's okay to be a nerd and to, like, you know, be vulnerable in that sense. Like, the music, the atmosphere, the art, really, really good in this game, and it's a big draw for me. You know, sometimes I'll throw on a Grace for Day stream or a classic stream when I'm working or doing something totally unrelated, just to kind of hear the sights and sounds again. But that's it. These are just some things I'm throwing out there into the chat, you know, or not the chat, the comments. Let me know how you're feeling. So, one, who are you? How old are you? Why are you still playing the game? Do you have kids? Are you single? Are you taking the game super seriously? Are you more casual than you've ever been? Are you playing hardcore? Are you playing multi-life? I'm so curious. And then, you know, maybe you can also provide some commentary on what changes you've observed from the player base from summer 2019 to where we are now. And stuff like that. So anyway, just another video. I'm trying to do something every day, whether it's a stream or a video. I'm trying to be a little more consistent, and I appreciate you guys for watching the video and for you know, being respectful even if you disagree with me and stuff like that. It's not that serious at the end of the day. But much love, much peace and love, guys, wherever you are in the world.